What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. You know, today when I was going to the gym today, and by the way, here in Michigan, it's been really, really cold, you know. And, you know, it hit me. You know, I started this YouTube channel basically a week after I got back from the Philippines after my 15 months. And, you know, Uncut, the truth, you know, I spent a lot of time over there. And I actually thought that this last trip when I went over there that I was kind of going to retire and not come back. And I wish there was other videos out there. People say, you know, you should have learned from these videos. There was nothing out there. There was nothing out there. I wish there was more videos talking about the province. So this video, for you gentlemen out there that have met a Filipina and maybe it's your first trip or second trip, most likely she's living in the province in a Nipa-style hut, the same way my wife was. And, you know, the first few trips, you know, it's, you know, you're fascinated. You know, you're there for a short time. You're going to, I call it the bubble. You know, the bigger cities, the water parks. You're not eating the Filipino food all the time, which, you know, I want to state too. The Philippines, the people are great. You know, you're driving on your scooter, it's the daytime, you know, full of smiles. Now, for you guys that are living in the bubble, I call the bubble, like, you know, Cebu, Mactan, Newton. You're surrounded by nice restaurants, gyms, the beautiful condos. That's great. You know, I've never had a problem there, and I don't really see having a problem there. But for me, I'm 53 years old. I'm not ready for that life because I have that here. But, you know, we're kind of, you know, I'm here, basically Brighton, Michigan. I don't know, hour and a half outside of Detroit. You know, beautiful community. You know, I was mad at America. There's a lot of crooked shit going on, but the grass isn't greener over there for me. Now, for you guys that are living in the bubble, that's a great place. Great. You know, you're close to the hospitals. You don't have the roosters going off. And then if you want to travel and go on vacation, you know, see other areas and the white sand beaches, that's phenomenal. Now, my situation, I like to tell the truth. I want people to know. And it's all coming out now. You know, I got all these comments. I got a lot of people agreeing. You know, my wife, and it doesn't matter if she's got 4 kids. You know, when I met my wife, she's 39 years old. No different than over here. I've never been married over here. I actually flushed 2 rings down the toilet. I canceled 2 weddings. You know, so I meet a Filipina. She's 39 years old. The father isn't around. He hasn't been around. He's on another island in Manila, or on the island of Luzon, 2 hours away, maybe, who knows. He started another family on Dexel. Dexel was trapped in the house. Basically, you know, she's poor. You know, she puts out 4 kids, whatever. Maybe, I don't even know how long it's been, but Nadine, she just turned 14. Nadine was 1 year old when Dexel came back to her island. The kids have not been in contact, do not want to be in contact. So for any of you that are meeting a Filipina that has a kid, it's okay. You know, we're going to get this right out. You know, a lot of people, oh, you should have married a young one. I don't want a young one that watches cartoons, okay? You know, my wife still, now she's 45. Like I said, I met her when she was 39, and I was, I believe at that time, 47, 48. And she still likes watching cartoons. She didn't have cartoons growing up. She'll tell me here, like, hey, watch SpongeBob. I don't want to watch SpongeBob, you know. But I can sum this up really quick. So you met the Filipina. If you're living in the province, and I have a lot of other expats that live by me in Tayasan that are going through the same stuff. I don't care what anybody says. The longer you're there, you're going to be buying rice. You're going to be buying little things. You're going to have to come through the trail. Maybe you got a driveway, but probably not. You're going to have that muddy little road. And, you know, it's, people say I overbuilt. No, that house will always be there. I have a daughter that ended up getting pregnant, stepdaughter. She can live there with her boyfriend. Dexel's got a brother that's a great guy, and I'm not going to get into all that. They can live there for a while and they can run that piggery. I didn't know. Yeah, I did overbuild. I could have stopped just at the small house, the 2 bedrooms. We didn't have to build a 3-story, but that's done and gone with. No big deal. Now, if you're living in the province, those happy smiles, there's a lot of gossip and jealousy down there. Maybe not for all, but if you're in the province, you're going to get it. And people say, oh, you shouldn't be flashing money. It doesn't matter. As soon as you come off that plane and you're a foreigner, you can explain to them. They keep telling me, oh, you have money, you have this. I just tell them I'm not retired. When I'm over there this last 15 months, I'm dishing money out. We started the Sorry Store. And a lot of you are going to go through it, but you don't have to. Don't do it. It's not going to work. Now, it's a rare case. If you meet a Filipino, and maybe there's some successful Filipino people that live down in the province, but they already own the big stores, and their daughter is not going to date you. They're not. Especially if you got that big age gap, they're not. I guarantee it. You're not going to compete with them because whatever you open up, they're just going to open that up. So don't open up a Sorry Store, because if you have plenty of money, why? I got a buddy I'm talking to right now that he's got quite a bit of money and I got quite a bit of money. And we were thinking about, oh, maybe we should open up a gym or something different. But if your return's not going to come back, if you're getting 15%, 20% on some of these investments, and we both put in 200 grand USD because a gym, it's going to be at least that for all the treadmills and the equipment and the build out, way cheaper than America. How long is it going to take to get your return? Why go through all that stress? Does it work for some people? Yes, it can. But if you have, especially if you're retired, and you're obviously the province, I was with that word, intrigued. I mean, the beautiful mountains, but it came with a consequence. I did get used to the roosters, even the karaoke, but there's sometimes I'm like, oh my God, really? They got to turn it on at 4 a.m? I dealt with it. Dexel and I would just, if it wasn't raining, we would go for our long walk, feed the pigs, wait a little while, give them water. We'd go for a long walk. We come back. A lot of times I think they were just turning it on to show that they got this big speaker. And it kind of seemed like as soon as we left, I would hear them turn it off. But if you're living in the province, don't open up a Sorry Store. It just doesn't work. Even the Sorry Store that we opened up, we rented from these people that stood up in our wedding. And if any of you get married in the Philippines, you're going to have to get 4 sponsors. And these are Filipino citizens that got to show up to your wedding. It's like an affidavit or something. And they're supposed to be great people. Well, we even signed a contract, and I paid a little bit more because I just felt like I didn't want him to up the rent, helps him out. And immediately, that money, the last month's rent should have went into another account. And they immediately started upgrading their house. We put windows in, we put quite a bit of money in, built a septic, but I should have known better, but I thought it was going to work. And a lot of you that are just dating the Filipino, you can relate to me. My wife never asked. She just would always say, I'm poor, I'm kind of stuck. She didn't ask to go back to America. I'm getting her back to America now. I'm just in the process of processing everything. But you're going to kind of feel, I don't want to say sorry, but you want to kind of start something down there so they can generate money. Well, where we should have just kept the piggery and just made it bigger. So they end up screwing us. They wanted to buy a lot of my stuff, my washer and dryers and all this, and the chillers, and then when it came down to doing it, they wanted me to do installments for a year or 2 years. I said, I'm not doing no installments. I paid cash for all this. You want it, I'll give you a discount. You can buy it. Well, then Dexel was clearing some stuff out. Because they told us to leave the stuff there. We had to go back and get that stuff. the guy told Dexel, no, we're going to keep that aircon. And we bought his aircon. We have an agreement. I'm going to keep that. And my wife wants one of your shelves that I bought at these nice metal racks, nice metal shelves that can hold a lot of pounds. We bought at City Hardware. And we're going to keep those. And if you don't like it, I'll just sue you. So at that point, I was just like, wow. I seen how, the smiles. And I get it, business is business, but don't open nothing up in the province. If you have enough money, just go have fun with your Filipina. You could update the house a little bit, because when I first stayed there, the roof was open. The bugs could get in. There are some spiders down there. I'm new, maybe a snake. They told me no snakes. You keep cats because rats will run wild. And like I said, the grass is always greener on the other side. I'm like, what am I doing here? Today I was thinking, what, I obviously wasn't thinking. I love my wife. I love the kids. I want to see them get an opportunity. And like I told the kids, even though you graduate college there, doesn't mean you're going to get a job. You got to get an overseas job. And it's goofy all over. And I'm seeing it in the Philippines. Rice, when I met Dexel, rice was like 150 peso per a big bag. That's like a 50-kilo bag, I think 110 pounds. Now it's over 3,000. The people are struggling, with the Filipinos. They keep popping out babies in the province. How are they going to get jobs? There's not a lot going on down there. So I see this influx of expats, and there's a new president. I mean, there's some goofy stuff going on. There's my father, he told me a long time ago, he was down there when he was in the Vietnam War. They used to station there, Clark, and fly out from there. And he says, Jim, just be careful. Those Filipino men do not like foreigners taking their women, But I just want to say the province women are great. You meet a province girl. My wife's never asked me for no money. She didn't even want me to go. I had to come home because over the 15 months, I got locked out of my bank accounts. I never had that problem the 6 or 7 or 8 trips prior to my 15 months because I would just go over 2 or 3 times a year. The one year, maybe 4 times. And I was fortunate to do it because I got a business partner, so I could leave and he kept the business going. But I didn't run into any problems getting locked out of bank accounts. I started watching the YouTube pandemic time. I never watched YouTube my whole life, knew nothing about YouTube. But there was nothing out there. The videos I'm watching, it's so beautiful. And of course, my trips going out there, even my little relatives. And when I say relatives, for you people that have been watching my channel, Dexel's parents are dead. And she lived in a little 8x8 hut. The kids piled on her with the grass roof. And they would put stuff in containers and put it underneath. They had no CR. Nobody helped them there. That's her dad's sisters. There was 3 of them there. So those relatives to this day, like my wife said, even back in the day, don't give them no more. 2, 3 times is fine. She used to get on me and get mad. And now I see why, And it's just a freaky thing. This guy, I knew he was going to be trouble. I probably could have changed the situation a little bit, but sooner or later something was going to happen. He likes to throw shit. And the last straw was when that cup came over. So, and I can tell you a lot of other stories. I'm kind of getting sick of them. But, people I just want to be honest. I mean, there's probably 12 or 15, there's about 15 people in our town now. There's a Sweden guy, quite a few Americans. And the problems are starting to happen in the province. So, like I said, the Philippines for me now is visiting, eventually. I'm not even going to go over there. Me and my wife are going to meet in another Asian country. We're going to blog. Like I said, we're going to do some really neat stuff because this isn't the kind of, channel I want to have. Once in a while, some updates, but this is all I can do right now is I figure, hey, I'll tell the truth. The pros, the cons, but the grass isn't greener over there. Well, obviously the grass is greener if you live in Michigan. We got snow right now. But if you're living in the bubble, Makati, I've been there. I've been to Newport. We've been to Cebu, so I can speak on that. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. You know, even Bacolod on our island, they got a bowling alley there. You know, it's more American style. You can get the better foods. But in the province, like I said, there's some stories, a few more I can tell you, that they're not all full of smiles. They're not. You know, the Filipinos, more than in America, they like to drink. They like to drink, and they are nice, but the jealousy. And then if you're speaking English, they can take it the wrong way. I've been in some incidences where they're like, and thank God that there was somebody else there that said, no, 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 he means, you know, our dialect, they can take it the wrong way, and certain words. But like I said, if you met a Filipina and you haven't even made a trip over there, and you're going over for 30 days, you're granted that 30 days visa free without an extension, you're most likely heading to the province. And it's going to be fine, you know, because here's this foreigner. I mean, you're like a movie star. But stay in there 15 months, I learned a lot. I learned, yeah, I got to have patience, but come on. The grass is greener. I mean, I really got to fight to have these patients. You know, everywhere you go, they don't show up. They just one thing after another. But there is a lot of good days because I'm with my wife and I'm with the kids. You know, me and Paul had such a good relationship going to the gym. He wants to, you know, be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I said, go for it. You know, he don't drink. You know, a lot of the kids his age are already drinking, smoking cigarettes. You know, he wants to complete college, you know, so he can, you know, he even says, man, Dad, someday Nicole's going to be, you graduate and I graduate college, I want to build you this, you know, this big house, you know, and I'm saying, don't worry about it, you know. You can build a house and put it in your name. I'm never buying down there. And, you know, I wish I would have known, you know, rent was cheaper, but I got locked out in COVID for 27 months. Rent started going up, and rent's going to go up in Dumaguete. You know, right now, Bacolod's a little bit higher, but now that a few bloggers moved over there, you watch. It might be 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. The more foreigners that come over, the price is going to go up. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I've been in the housing business for a long time. You know, building spec homes, framing homes. It's just common sense. You know, the Filipino people, there's so many of them working over here, sending money over there. You know, something's going to happen over there. Rice is up. Rice is life there. Those people, as long as they have rice, they're fine. Now, that country is ran, a lot of the income coming in that country is from their relatives working in America, sending money over. You know, and a lot of them are getting sick. You know, I got a friend that's his mom's 100% Filipino, and they own a lot of property, but she'd been retired in America, came over. He came over because he's got to watch his mom, because the relatives, they move. Now, it's not that rural to another island, but they moved 3 hours away, and the relatives show up. You know, she gives all of them, a few of them allowance, and they spend the money and then, you know, come knocking on the door. You know, we need more, this fiesta, this and this. You know, in the Philippines, it could be a birthday. And some of them don't have the money. They will credit to get a pig, to have that lechon, the roasted pig. And I'm wondering, well, normal people, I do without, you know, just like my wife. You know, we buy the kids clothes, socks, shoes if they need it. They eat good. You know, I bought them bikes. You know, they never had bikes, but now it's about college, get through college. You know, we bought the scooters, the motorcycles, and now I told them you're not driving them. When you graduate college, that's still your scooter, put it away. It's so dangerous down there, you know, the scooters. But, you know, I wish there were some videos out there. Maybe I would have retained some stuff. I would have just moved my wife out of that small house and rented an apartment. And we could have just visited outside of Dumaguete. You know, there are some nicer places. You know, Valencia there's got that gated community, or outside of Valencia. You know, not around relatives. it's probably a lot better. But if you're visiting your Filipina and you're going to plan on retiring in the province and you're around relatives, I want to say, I mean, I don't, some, it might work out, but majority, it doesn't. It doesn't. If you're not given, like I said, it's kind of like smiles, but then they want to like stab you in the back. You know, I used to get people, there's a funny thing. I just come out on the porch, just got done cleaning the porch, and of course the neighbor's chicken flies over the fence, shits on the porch. I'm like, whatever, bleach, clean it up. 2 minutes later, I hear this beep, 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 beep. There's a lady and a guy on the scooter coming up going, hey, blah, 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 something about money. I go, Dexel, will you talk to these people? She's asking us to borrow like 16 or 18 or 2,000 peso for a tire. And I'm like, and Dexel's just laughing and like, what are we, an ATM machine? Does it say BDO on my shirt? Land Bank? I told him no. I go, if you want to borrow 2,000 peso or 1,800 peso, bring me your TV or a generator. Then I'll loan it to you because you'll never get paid back. Now, the best advice I ever got was from that Overstay Road. He said, you want to get rid of the relatives? Loan them 500 peso. And you know what? It did work. I did it to the one relative. I never seen them again. They never came. I already knew they weren't going to pay me back. That was the best advice. But then what they do is they send other people over. So that's what my philosophy, what I tell them is, no credit today, come back tomorrow. Same thing we used in the store. No credit today, come back tomorrow. But the province life, is it greener over there? No. If you can afford to bring your Filipino back to the United States, it's a lot better. Obviously renting, it is. It's still cheap there. It's better off the rent. I mean, if you're paying $200 or $300 or $500 a month, times that by 12 times 10 years, I don't even have that long. We'll see. My daughter's going to be graduating another year, and then she'll have a job, and then my son's going to college. He starts sometime at this fall. Well, not fall over there, but I don't know, in another 6 months he'll be starting, or 7 months, be starting college. They can buy the house. I'll get my wife over here, and we'll go travel some other islands. And just to get this clear, I won't be going back to Tayasan. I'll meet my wife somewhere else. The attorney advised me to for quite a while, until we see what's going to happen. Don't go over there. Obviously, it's going to cause drama. I'm not going to go over there. I actually had enough over there. Just the neighbors. Living there 15 months. I mean, I hate not being around my wife and kids, but where we built, it's a struggle. Why should I struggle? I'm going to be 54 years old. I got everything here, everything. I just don't have my wife. And the only reason we didn't process her visa, there was a lot of goofy stuff going on over here. And then I kind of forgot about it because I was making so many trips over there. And then me and my wife were kind of like, you know what, maybe I'll stay over here for 5 or 6 years, and then we can come back to America. Well, now I'm in the process. So if this helps out anybody, don't feel like, I don't know what that word is, annoyed or whatever. It's just the Filipino culture. Everyone's going through it. I wish, a lot of other people would be more honest. They're saying they're not buying, supporting the other family. Bullshit. I don't believe it. You're supplying. And then the thing is if you are, it gets annoying. It's nice to help people, but then it just started bugging me. Like, they're always hands out. They don't know. I just stubbed my toe. We got no water. I'm having a bad morning. And then it's, gimme. There were some days where I just had to like bite my lip. I'm like, oh my God. But my wife, in that video, people are going, what's that girl yelling? You guys don't realize what we went through. My wife, they did nothing for my wife. And then when she met me, obviously we built this bigger house and we donated. We helped out so much. The typhoons, rebuilding the roofs. And this is the way this guy, if you, like I said, if you're new to this channel, check out some of the other videos. I got some good drama. It's I don't know if you guys remember in America that Jerry Springer. I almost feel like this channel's turning into Jerry Springer. We can call it Jimmy Springer. But it's Hey, it's like people say, the Wild Wild West, fucking Gilligan's Island. But it is beautiful. The Filipino people in general are great. I'm not bitching about that. I'm just bitching if you live around the relatives, you know. And look at this. If you guys follow Philly in the Philippines, it was kind of, you know, he lived in that house in Angeles City, and you know, and I remember he had a car and he's got his motorcycle or scooter, and they moved to the family's place. And then I'm watching his videos like 2 weeks later, him and his wife get a separate place. I mean, you know, I mean, I'm telling the truth. It gets annoying, and it's just the way it is, you know. But well, stay tuned to the next video. Like I said, the only thing I can do right now is just tell the way I feel. But the grass over there isn't greener in the province. It's not. Maybe when I get to that age where I'm retired, you know, maybe I can live in the bigger city. I mean, the big city's beautiful, but that's just not for me. You know, I have a nice city here. That's not really a city. It's, you know, we have everything here. The roads are spaced out. The expressway's close by. You know, I mean, the average income here, I mean, I don't even know. I mean, maybe it's probably over 100,000. I don't know. But, you know, it's very nice and, you know, convenient. Yeah, America's messed up. That can be another topic. I don't even want to get into that. Politics, the way our unions are going here. Yeah, but it's way easier in America. It's nice over there. But like I said, just remember, people go, oh, you can retire, hang out on the beach, drink margaritas. I don't drink margarita, but that gets old. After the first day or 2 days, I don't want to go on the beach anymore. It's hot over there. It's hot. You know, there's a breeze, but that gets boring. What am I going to do, drink all day? No. You know, you can go, you know, and then not work. You know, I got all this energy. I need to work. But anyways, stay tuned to the next video. Thank you.